Alright, hello, welcome on back into Sword of the Sea. This is a brand new gorgeous game made by the Abzu guys and the Pathless and a little bit of Journey as well. I think they're all just kind of multiple teams that sprung from the same success story. But this one is kind of a mix of, yeah, look at little Tony Hawk's there. It's got like Flower and Flow and Journey in there. It is really special. It's amazing. It's done by Giant Squid. It's done on the PS Plus Extra as well, which is basically just the secondary tier of PS Plus that gets a few indies every now and then. It's actually pretty nice. I've been enjoying this one. I've been saying it's a game to heal your soul, and as goofy as that sounds, it couldn't be any more right. It really is special. Between the music, the visuals, oh, it's just a treat. Sometimes it's one of those things where I find myself just being very quiet and just playing it. But yeah, so it's a short enough kind of experience, but we found a lot of cool things. We got to swim with the dolphins and the sharks and everything. Now we're on to this kind of snowy area. We're playing as this sea wraith who's trying to restore the sea. You've got all this sand and desert, but it's actually a sea underneath it, you know. It's gorgeous. The ripple effects, the particle effects are amazing. So we've been meeting this other character, this girl, who is sort of known as the Red Wraith. So they're at each other, you know, one representing the desert, the other representing the sea, and they need to work together. So at the end, we've been bumping into this snake, this evil snake, and she destroyed our sword. But this Fire Wraith lady has allowed us to use her sword, and you can see with her hand on our shoulder, she's literally helping us. So I think we're getting close to the end. It's absolutely gorgeous game. It's one of those games you look at the trailer, you look at the gameplay, like that's not real until you play it. And it's just gorgeous. It has a lot of little side things you can do, pulling off tricks and that, but it has a lot of things you might remember from. Kind of looks like it's using voxels like Astrobot a little bit. Speaking of Astrobot coming on in Metal Gear Solid, huh? Yeah, I'm actually a little bit on the fence about the. Oh, here, water rail, triple jump. Cool. Alright, let's see. Whoa, look at that. Okay, I didn't actually understand that very well. You just jump on it? Oh, it's at the end of a triple jump. I see. Okay. That makes sense. Triple jump was kind of useless up until now. But yeah, I just worry about this uncanny valley. I'm getting kind of Demon Souls vibes from Metal Gear Solid Delta. And at first glance, you'd be like, that's a fucking good thing though, isn't it? And to a point it is. To a point it is. Because it is almost such beautiful graphics you don't really think they exist. But then if you play Demon Souls, it has this kind of uncanny, what the fuck does that mean? Uncanny valley, there we go, brain not work so good, where it looks like one of those bullshot trailers we used to get in the early generations. This beautiful stained glass, where you're like, oh yeah, that's not actually the gameplay. And it does end up being the gameplay, but your mind never actually stops thinking about that. It's a very strange thing. You'll see, like, I think if you look at the gameplay of Metal Gear Solid 3, it is gorgeous. There's no doubt about the vegetation, everything is just realized. But it's the cutscenes. The cutscenes are so weird. I don't know if there's a character model issue or what. Between Snake himself and Eva. I couldn't believe it. When someone showed me one of the cutscenes, my brain did not compute, and I thought it was AI. And I'm a little bit worried that it might actually be AI. I'm not down with that kind of stuff. I mean, there's always the original. Like, whenever I talk about remakes, and same with movies as well, it's like, look, they can do their best. They might fuck things up a little bit, but there's probably a good chance that you'll still get some fun, and you'll always have the original. What the hell did you get up there? Must be for later. This is a cool mechanic. They definitely added a lot of cool things in the game over the course of it. I got a hand in. Now we have a couple of currencies and little tricks we can pull off and side areas, but you know, it's a pretty straightforward, simple game, just like Journey. But in that simplicity, there is absolute art. That's all that matters. It's really like responsive and connective, and it feels nice, you know. The only thing it's like missing, and in my opinion, it's not really missing at all, is all that dumb 6-axis crap that Journey had. I really hated that period of PlayStation. Anyone who kind of defended that stuff really was just high on their Sony ass. And sadly, there was a lot of people at that time. Same people who bought PSVR, and same people who bought PS Plus and PS Move and PS House of Journey. And I get it. Like if you're invested in an ecosystem, you might want to try all the stuff in the ecosystem. That's fine. I don't care. But you gotta understand how stupid you look and feel and just generally are when you're buying all that crap. Like, I see people now with the PlayStation Portal, which is basically just a Fire Stick screen, you know, and they're just yapping away about it, and it's silly, you know. In a world of Steam Decks and Switches, you can tell that it's once again massive doses of unregulated copium from a fan base that will do anything but chastise their overlords about the fucking games that you're not getting. Like, where's Infamous? Where's Killzone? Where's SOCOM? Where's Twisted Metal? Where's Uncharted? Where's Siphon Filter? Where's Days Gone? I could keep going, motherfucker. Where's Jack and Daxter? Where's Ratchet and Clank? Where are these licenses? You might say, oh, we just got a Ratchet and Clank game. That fucking Ratchet and Clank game is only 10 years old. Rift Apart, it was like going on nearly 6, I think, at this point. Like, come on. Bullshit. The Binder's Wisdom. A traveller found his way to the necropolis. But here's Concord 2, and here's the other crap, you know. Nice. They finally addressed that stuff as well from an outside perspective. Good old Herman Hulse, which I think is very wrong for PlayStation. But anyway, that's besides the point. They've had a lot of wrong leaders since fucking Cars. Jim was a bit of an idiot. Yeah, he got stuff done, but you can go too far into the wrong side of things with nobody telling you to stop. But he finally admitted that you know, Concord's a complete disaster. But what they've done now, they said they've tightened down their playtesting deadline stuff, which basically means a special team and the producers themselves come in at certain intervals and start asking to change things and fuck things up. And as you and I both know, the worst thing to a creative mind is meddling. But it's a funny one. Like, I think Xbox are learning that lesson too as well, whereas you can see where Phil is very much like, we're buying these teams but I don't want to interfere. But this has caused an unmitigated disaster in a lot of these teams because there was unchecked narcissism and unchecked, like, no progress, or you know, a scope can just get completely out of control, and has done before. So it works and it doesn't work. They took an offhanded approach to Bethesda, you know, leaving Bethesda to their own. We're in this stage where things like Starfield took too long to come out and they were a disaster, you know, when they came out. And still, there was a good game underneath all that, but you needed an extra year and all this other crap. I think if it had initially just came out on PlayStation, we'd be thinking a very different tune. And then, like, Fallout 76, like, should never have been allowed to either exist or come out in that state. I can understand where they're coming from, wanting a different style of multiplayer games, but I do think you gotta stay with what you're good at, you know. The only people that should have been doing a Fallout 76 was ZeniMax Online, the Elder Scrolls Online guys, because they know what they're doing, you know. Why the fuck put a separate single player team onto something like that? They should have been working on, we all would have rathered like a Fallout Philadelphia or whatever the fuck 76 is set in, you know, as a single player game. And every single year we see an indie dev or a small team or modders come up with a concept that is literally right in front of your face, and it's like, oh, why didn't they think of it? Because they're too stupid, you know. Like Fallout London comes to mind, you know. That's something we've always fucking wanted. And you know, the Witcher guys had to wait and have most of their stuff fixed thanks to a mod, and then Elden Ring, the fucking seamless co-op mod finally brought in Night Rain. So you know that kind of way. These things that are right in front of their fucking face sometimes. It's the humpback whale. I was wondering why you got that. I love the little strokes. It looks like it was made out of clay. So yeah, that kind of stuff it's all tunnel vision. There's not enough outside people kind of helping out and figuring things out. But you know, that kind of outside stuff, and especially creative leads or the Phil Spencers and Herman Hulse of the world, they can play too many of the competitors' games and go like, why don't we have that in this game? And that's another reason why it takes fucking 6+ years for video games to come out. Too many cooks spoil the broth, and most of these big corporations are surrounded by cooks, you know. And what they really need is a Gordon Ramsay to come in and give everyone a bollocking. You have to be the fair but hard ass, you know. It's very, very tough to do that, especially these days where it's all considered, you know, snowflakey, so they consider that a bad way of doing business. I don't know. It's hard to know. We're gonna have this big, giant fallout soon enough, where the society's either gonna have to get on board on how things were done instead of how we're doing things, because it's not working, you know. It's not working. You don't have to be a disciplinarian just to get things across and points across. And usually that's a sign of a failure, you know, a failure of communication or a bad teacher. Even like, you know, talking about Gordon Ramsay and that, you see some, you know, 3 Michelin star chefs and upcoming mentors and that, and yeah, they take things a little bit nice and you know, but if you look at someone like Wolfgang versus Gordon Ramsay, it's like, yeah, but one of them is passive aggressive, the other is bite your head off, scream your head off. So I don't know, it's up to you which you think, wow, look at that, which is the right way of doing it. You'd say to yourself, like, here's a team of people in their 30s, they would never need a bollocking or to pull back in the scope or get online with the timelines and deadlines, and I'm sorry to say that's exactly what they need, you know. If you don't realize, myself included, most 30-year-olds and mid-30-year-olds are so confused and bewildered by life and the economy and COVID that we're all living mentally in our 20s. And then we have 27-year-olds that are living in their 13 mentally, you know. They're literally, it's called arrested development. And it's caused by trauma in the fucking family. It's not the TV show. You've literally stunted your mental growth and emotional growth by either outside forces or internal stuff, you know. And it's fucking rough, and I fully believe it. I see it every bastard day. Like, what the hell happened? That can be it, you know. You can blame COVID for a good part of it, but I think it's got to do with a horrible, like, baby boomer era and the Celtic Tiger in Ireland, where they just think they knew it all, even though a lot of it was handed to them in the kind of greedy era, and none of that was put into the economy properly. So we're failing, and then the modern times, people have gone very greedy, so none of that's been put into the economy either. So you're having 2 generations of an economy that is just destroyed. It's just dried up. And I'm talking about like proper facilities, like you know, helping the sick and needy and old and poor. That's what I'm talking about. Because once people just think it's not affecting them, it doesn't matter. But once those things break down, law and order starts to give way, because that they get desperate, and then that trickles down to the poverty line. It keeps growing, you know, and that's more people, and it just by the end of it, we're just going to be killing and eating each other at this point. You know, that's what it's going to be like. It's going to be like the road. And I don't think there's any way, like, changing who's in power is not going to fix it. I do think it has to be something that starts at home and starts in the community, because every single politician will lie to you and tell you they have the be-all, end-all way of fixing it. It just won't. The irony is, I think Trump, as stupid as he is, this tariff stuff where he's literally stealing from American people and calling it, you know, taxes on everyone else, it's going to have a knock-on effect of, you know, struggling through the next 4 years for people, and then we'll come out the far side. This happens every recession. You're actually just tightening your belt, and the politicians will tell you that it's their doing, when it's not really, you know, it's not at all. It's just the cause and effect, like a bubble, you know. It just pops and then it reforms, and yeah, that's all it is. That's all it is. They think they have a handle on the economy, they don't, you know. It'll get to the point where it will crash, and then things will become affordable again, and we'll start buying again, and then the economy recovers. That's all it is. So by him forcefully squeezing and taking money directly out of your wallet, he's going to tend to reap all the benefits. Now he'll have to wait until he's out of office, you know. But mark my words, after the next 4 years, the 10 years after that, he will, hopefully he won't be alive that long, but he will never shut up about, you know, helping the economy and fixing things. When we all know it was me and you that did it, you know. At the end of the day, we're the consumer, and we're the ones, you know, feeding back into the taxpayer. Anyway, as if they have a clue, any of these morons, you know. They all think they do, you know. In reality, there's nothing that really changes the economy besides the consumer. The only thing that really messes with things are war, which most of them want that because it affects like the economy, even food and everything trickles down from things just as simple as gas prices and oil prices, you know. It sucks that that's the way it is, but that's the way it is. It's all trickle down economy, that's what they call it. So my advice in these hard times is look after yourself, do what you can for others, and put away as much as you can as well. And always have your money working for you. I don't care if it's a little credit union or a bank or even underneath your pillow or something. Just always be having your money doing something. I think crypto is far too volatile. You know, it would have been different in 2015, but even then it was too unproven. So I don't suggest that. I just think really good savings loan is good enough from a savings account. Just let you jump again, doesn't it? That's about enough. But yeah, always you have your money working for you. There's a lot of surefire bets as well. Like I always say, like anything that to do with like groceries or necessities. Putting your money into necessities is good too. It's anything we need, you know, water, food. Everything else is too much of an unsure bet. Even like clothing and that. The ass is falling out of the clothing economy. Mainly because of the online stores, but it's because they don't offer anything. Like you've even got simple, horrible like textile mills known as like Pennies and Primark and all that. They're now charging for bags and stuff. They're literally nickel and diamond. They're going to charge you to come in the store next. And it's just a stupid thing. But, yeah, you can see. These stores will always show you how much they're failing without ever telling you. It's the little details. And these are like the type of places that the average person would, you know, you'd be considered cheap for going to keep you going. I buy some of my normal, if you ever see me in a normal little white or black t-shirt, that's where I get them. Why the fuck would I not? But you know, the same people that are causing heightened senses of racism, this is where a lot of their food comes from, a lot of their clothes come from these countries. So they're just, you know, it's scumbag ignorance and just really bad education. And education, I think, has fallen worse than it's been since the 1950s, because we have arguably, you know, better services, just weaker budgets, but then people will not avail of them, you know. And then the average student is completely rotted out of their brain from TikTok, so there's no retention anymore. There's only 5 seconds retention, so we won't feel it now, but the next couple of generations we're probably going to have some of the worst, you know, doctors and nurses and medical professions, just anything you can think of, because they're all going to have learned from ChatGPT, you know. Imagine like you're bleeding out and someone just pulls out their phone and starts asking ChatGPT what to do. Yeah, we are fucked, man. The concept of, you know, thinking for oneself and initiative, you know, initiative is one of the most powerful things we can do as a human, you know, which is thinking on your own, using your own common sense, figuring things out. We're going to stop doing that. It's dead. Initiative is dead. You used to be rewarded for initiative, you know. These are the people that will change your lives, coming up with simple solutions to difficult problems, you know. It just won't work anymore. It's all going to be ChatGPT and AI, which in itself is just using a Google engine. And you can see, like, go ask the average question, it will contradict itself in a matter of the same sentence. And that is bad, because it's getting 2 answers from 2 different places. So a Reddit post might be wrong, or a Yahoo Answers might be wrong because it's 15 years old. It's drawing from that pool of information, which is misinformation, and then it's drawing from something new 5 minutes ago from Twitter or Reddit, you know. It's completely fucked. I will never use that outside of, like, a joke. You know what I mean? Holy shit. So dangerous. We've fallen into it so much. Like, these are the same people who grew up watching Terminator and laughing about Skynet. It's like, that could never be us. Well, motherfucker, buckle in. Make sure your hands and legs are in at all times, because you're aboard the fucking psycho train to fucking hell right now. It's so true. Holy shit. God rest his soul, Ozzy. But maybe he got out early, got out at the right time. Because how long will it be before they'll start releasing AI-generated Aussie music or something? Like, these people are not fucking dead and buried before they stamp all over their memory. I think they already did that, didn't they? There's no stamp on them. There's not, if art dies, then society dies. It's just the way it is. The expression of the human self is gone because we do it through a robot. It's over. Let's keep the robots to, you know, cleaning our house and fucking making us a sandwich or something. I don't know. Like air fat. What are they? Air fryers? Air fat fryers? Whatever the fuck it's called. That's a big ship. Cool. Okay, there's a little bit more to this. Sorry, I get all ranty and ravey. That's nothing bad, you know. It's more just mind yourselves. That's what I always try and say. I don't mean like only stick out for yourself. That would be wrong too. Just look after yourself and your near and dears. Do what you can as well. You know, like I try and I always say I do a little good out there. It's not a whole lot. I'm not fucking virtue signaling. A little bit, and then like I try and do a little bit for charity, but I'm so disillusioned with charity. Like I support like Red Cross and a few others. I don't even know where that's going, or they say it helps. I don't know. It's just, who knows? Like I can't even trust especially with AI. I can't even trust when they bring up the little like, here's my genuine tag for AI for the charity, you know. And you're like, what does that mean to me? You know, you could have printed that out, laminated yourself. You could have AI, like, you don't know. It comes to a point in your life where you have to just be okay with I don't know, I guess I don't even get up that way, huh? You have to sort of just be okay with just the action itself, you know. You don't want to get paranoid about things, you know. If I can get over this way and delay it. Yeah, here we go. Cool. These are like little collectibles. I don't think they do anything outside of like gotcha, you know. What a beautiful game. I love shooting stars. We have a couple of meteor showers here in Ireland, but we have a good bit of light pollution in Ireland. It's such a weird way of putting it, but that's what we call it. In cities and towns have so many lights, they call it light pollution on the sky. It's not pollution of your lungs, but of the sky. So it makes it hard to see things. But, you know, a lot of rural areas make it a bit easier. Woo! But yeah, it's still very nice. Very nice. I love things got to do with space because it's a great humbling thing, you know what I mean? Like we walk around every day with all these things floating around, whether you believe it's real or not. It's a nice little reality check that we are so very insignificant. But in that insignificance, why can't we get along? Why can't we figure things out? I don't know. It takes such a blinding, angry, devastating like plague or war before we wake up, and I hate that. I hate that we live in hindsight always. Like, why can't we learn the lessons from the past? Why can't we stop allowing dictators to stay in power? Why can't we? I don't know. Too much corruption. Woo! Yeah, they're going pretty hard trying to get a new Irish president, but I don't think there'll any of them be as good as old Mr. Higgins. We had some fantastic. Ireland's actually one of those countries that almost bolsters the most female presidents, you know, but it was never a thing of male versus female. But the issue is, well, we didn't have any female Taoiseachs. That's the issue. That's where the power is, and that there is an issue there for sure. But our presidents are very much like kind of, oh, the whale sharks. I love these. Love them. So beautiful. All those dots are actually different, just like a panther, a leopard. But yeah, they're just kind of a spokesperson for the country, but they do a lot of good, our president. So we do what we can. We're such a tiny, like we're not even the size of some of y'all's states. Tiny country, but I don't know why we have such significance. Just a mix of romanticization from tourism and being situated sort of in the middle of things, you know. We're sort of the separator, the final separator between the Atlantic Ocean, which is, you know, Europe versus the American superpower. I think that's kind of part and parcel the way it is. And then, obviously, the famine and that is just a crazy amount of ancestry. I don't think there's a single family in America that at some point or another has claimed an Irish relative or something. That's crazy. I think that's just a... I'm never going to get that. I think that's just a romanticization. You ask the average Irish person, they don't want to know their lineage, you know? They're like, fuck, I'd rather be American. Such a weird place to put a collectible. So, we're collecting these little things because when we bring them to old Bucko over there, he gives us like powers. Now, for the most part, the powers have only been, what you call it, like tricks and stuff, you know? Last one we got, I believe, was the power to slam down to kind of speed up. I don't know if it's worth anything. Those things are nice, so like old school. Oh, I didn't see that. Old school music box. Do I have enough now, shall I? Yes. Next one's gonna be like 5k though. What's this? What's it gonna be? There's at least 3 more. Probably won't get them all though. Super jump. Okay, that's brilliant. The first couple is just like tricks and stuff. I thought they were all pretty useless. Hell yes. But yeah, if there's anything that latest events and everything, it's good. No country is perfect. I'm one of those goobers who I really do believe that it's communities and we're the ones that can fix it all, you know. And there's so many great volunteers out there and so many great people. Like you'll find like a housewife who's like 47 years old and she wears every year of it on her face from raising like maybe 3 kids. Maybe one of them in prison or something like that. And one of them's going through some horrible addiction. And she's over there like volunteering every little ounce of left of her hours and already doing 2 other jobs just in like a soup kitchen or something, you know. And it's people like that. If we had only like hundreds of thousands of people like that, we wouldn't need politics. That's the honest to God truth. We wouldn't need it. We'd be self-sufficient on basically running our own countries and running our own societies, helping each other out. But things like poverty and housing crisis and drug addiction have led, and then social media as well, have then led to, I want to ride on a whale shark, led to people feeling hard done by, you know, and owed things. They want this and that, and jealousy and toxicity and all that. So you have a very kind of a young teenage and 20-year-old, you know, mid-20s generation that are just very, very out for themselves, very inwardly focused. You know, want to be the next big thing, whatever the fuck that means. And shite. I used to think things were getting pretty rough like that during the 2000s, because like the MTV era was really pushing for reality stars, you know. So they wanted to be celebrities overnight, you know, that kind of way. And that's just evolved and gone completely worse nowadays. It's the same problem, but they are far more desperate and willing to commit crimes and just felonies for this stuff. Oh, I forgot I had the super boost. That's so stupid. Nice stingrays as well. I love stingrays. They're so majestic, but they're so dangerous too. Like not just poor old Steve Irwin, but Jesus man, just everything. Such a beautiful little creature that you would expect to be so homely. I see what they want me to do here. It's actually really cool. I don't know how to do it very well. I suck at it. They want me to use these lanterns to kind of extend the jump. Easier said than done. I don't know what. Do you press something in the middle of it? Because if I let go, you just stop going. Oh, I don't know. It actually kind of raises you up a little bit. Maybe it resets your jump. Ugh. No, it didn't. I actually don't know. I think it's because I didn't hit that last one. I didn't even check how much the dude wants me. But the looks of it's either 3k or 5k. You raise me up. Nice, I kind of bumped into him. No. Yeah. Had enough out of you. Spring. A lot of them are kind of hidden around, so you don't know where to go in. Okay, so we're usually following these chains along. Looks like it's gonna head over there. These pyramids are sort of giant tuning fork resonators. Instead of just turning little areas into bubbles and that. Christ, those reeds over here. They will resonate the entire area. This is the beginning, is it? In the beginning. It's so nice to go across here. Is that where we're heading over to? I think so. It's just multiple ways of getting to the same place. Methinks. Oh god. How do these work? I'm assuming it just extends it. It worries me, man. He just drops out of the sky sometimes. Boink! Oh, that music is just beautiful. Represents the area so well, it's just a dream. It's very Norse, there's something about it, even though the ships are more gondola-like, or even longship. Looking forward to Ghost of Yote. You see, these games have a lovely specialty to them, you know? Absolutely, you know, Sekiro and Assassin's Creed coded, whether people want to believe that or not, but it's doing its own thing too. It's a good thing. Samurai games are, you know, like zombie games and space games where they are their own genre, so you can never really get enough. I mean, for the average person, yeah, I guess so. I used to, you know, used to get a couple in a row there, and I was like, oh my god, it's the year of the samurai. In reality, it never really goes away. I think what it is a lot of things like samurais and shinobis and ninjas kind of go part and parcel, even though they couldn't be further from each other, and sometimes even complete contrast of each other, you know. Whereas sometimes a shinobi might be a bit more of an assassin, kind of the exact opposite of what a ninja would be. Look at these, there's the northern lights below us. It's like frozen waves or something. Gorgeous. This is the time attack area. Okay. I think I actually screwed it, did I? No, I didn't. Okay. So the time attack places are cool, but just in the nature of how we're doing the game, just continue on our merry way. It's basically a little time area where you can do tricks with lots of currency. Let's try this charge jump now. How do you know when you've got enough? Oh, it kind of shows at the back of it. That's cool. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a secondary one. Or give you like another charge jump. Bum 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 bum. What a beautiful game. Shout out to Giant Squid. Somehow they managed to recapture. I haven't felt this journey feeling in quite a while. Like their game Abzu definitely has that feeling, but as I've talked about many a times at this point, my initial kind of fear of deep water doesn't help me. At least I can live vicariously through games. Abzu I don't think deals with any kind of too scary of a creature. It's mainly sea life. But see, when it comes to games, like those games I play in my off time, but normally I'm more of an objective or a story-based thing. I don't know what it is. It's that weird old school gamer within me, even from the arcades and that, where it was always about getting the highest score, or getting, did they hurt I wonder? Or getting to the finish, you know, on that same life or that same quarter. And yeah, and then like also those were the days of massive bosses, you know, from Metroid to Contra to all those, you know, so it was always about that. And killing bosses was about progress and kind of, I don't know, for me it's such a weird thing, but it was like other people in the house couldn't get past parts of games, like my older brother or my little sister, so I had this sense of helping her progress in a game. Or with my brother, you know, you can't lie, it was a sort of a proud internal moment of being a little bit better than your older brother. No doubt that was reflected in a sort of a sibling rivalry kind of thing, you know. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's the helping thing more than anything, because I have that within me. I don't mind that. It's the only trait, even if it's extremely like detrimental to myself sometimes. I even do it in video games and then immediately chastise myself over it. It's like, stop helping people, it's getting you killed. Nice, it's gonna open a little gate. Cool. Woo! Dude, even just doing this little mosaic half-pint stuff, oh my lord. Thank you, Giant Squid, for maintaining your passion and love and keeping the ability to create art. You're a dying breed of true passionate video game artists, but trust me, you will never be thankful enough. This is why I love indie games. They're not afraid to be brave, even at the scary concept of closure and bankruptcy, everything else this bastard corporate world throws at them. Stories I've heard of devs sleeping under their desk because they've just lost their house to bankruptcy and liquidation and all the rest. And I told you it'd be 5k, having a thankless, feckless audience sometimes when the game comes out. Or in the modern age, which is rage-baiting hate farming, where they don't actually play the games or love the games. It's okay to be a critic, it's not okay to just farm hate because it sells more YouTube videos. The likes of Dreamcast Guy and The Quartering, who both have all gone completely mad because they couldn't get enough money from video games, so moved over to politics, which they know nothing about, and they're completely a victim of the algorithm again. Where one little tiny YouTuber or idiot tells them to think this way, so they start thinking that way. That's all it takes. You'd say to yourself, like, these are smart people, family people. You know, there's no way they're that gullible. Why fuck they are. But it's not even their own fault. It really isn't. It doesn't mean they're weak-willed. When you're being pummeled subconsciously by a social media, or every direction you go, from the propaganda on your TV to the radio to your social media to the stores, the billboards, everything. So you're being inundated, all 5 of your senses are being destroyed. There's nothing left. The brain then breaks down subconsciously. You don't realize your happy little grandma or even your mother and father wake up one day and they're supporting the big orange guy out of nowhere. They've never been politically charged before that point. What radicalized them? Was it some crazy group? No, it's usually literally the very news they're listening to. It's so simple. Oh wow, look at that. Big old sperm whales, right? Or is that the humpback? No, they're sperm whales. Spermies. There you go. It's like Nirvana or something, isn't it? It's gorgeous. Boop, 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 boop. I'm on my way. They do all this without a lick of text. Now we do have a little bit of lower text, but I don't really count that as traditional text. So can we make it? Actually, it might not work. Will it? No, it won't. Do we fall all the way back down? Sweet baby Jesus! Nice. Yeah, I don't understand. They didn't really explain those, sadly. Don't understand those lanterns. They obviously extend the triple jump, but then sometimes they reset it too, but yeah. That one could do a little bit of understanding. The reeds are the reeds, you know, they tell you once and it just works. Sadly, these don't. Whoa! Is that from the charge jump? My goodness, that was sick. Yo, sick! I think you were meant to hit these jellyfish because it's right on the sperm whale, because that would allow you to. Cool! You're gonna blow his top? That would allow you to reset it. Those ones would reset it. Hello, how's it going, Damien? Hello, how's your weekend, dude? What you been up to? That was really cool. I appreciate you sending the pictures of the shed and that, man. It's nice. It's always a sign that you're like slightly proud of it, as you should be. Especially if something's been there like 20, 30 years. It's a little bit of history. Playing any good games lately or anything? I see they're putting the gorillas in Fortnite, and let me tell you, they you know, I just when I was out of Fortnite, they sucked me back in. I love gorillas. It's actually like it's a digital music group mainly held up by like 2 people, you know. I think it's the dude from Blur, right? Damien Blur. Back in the 90s, we had like Pulp and Blur, and these really cool like British experimental bands, you know. It was sort of indie rock, but they were doing things really weird and different. And then he kind of split off and made the Gorillaz. And they're fucking awesome. I love like Melancholy Hill. Everyone will know like Feel Good Inc. Even that Dare song, that was huge in the UK and Ireland. Very strange video. They're all a bit strange. I like the Murdoch character. He looks like a green face kind of Frankenstein dude. There's one video where he had like a forked tongue. But yeah, they're cool. Let's see what they look like first. Very cool. But, you know, they were like, you know, if you want to talk about Hatsune Miku being around for 30 odd years, Gorillaz have been doing it for a good bit too. This experimental little group. I love that. Like they're so vastly different to their other music that just makes sense. Oh wait, maybe this is what happened. This kind of pushed me up the top, didn't it? Something? No, it didn't. Something sent me flying up there. In fact, it was the chain, wasn't it? Where was I trying to get over to? I think it was over Chandra over there. Can he make it? Cannot. Well, they see that one reset it. I don't know. Look, oh you fucking tart. I don't know. Don't ask me. Why did that reset that one and wouldn't reset it over there? Who knows? So sometimes you go the textless route and it absolutely does a benefit to the game, but there's little parts like that that are just not making any sense or not working as intended. And it's a faux pas. It's a whoopsie. Yeah, it's probably just my dumb ass. Honestly, it's nothing that a tiny little bit of text wouldn't have just cured me. Why does it do that? Why does it do that? Why is it doing that? You saw that the first lantern reset the water slide thing. Why the fuck? That's fucking annoying. That's gonna cause trouble. I'm like a boss or something. It's just meant to be a triple jump. I'm still doing a triple jump. What's the deal with Q-tips, you know? They're not Q's and they're not tips. Fucking adhere to your own understanding game, please. Be your very best friend. Whatever. It's clear I'm just pressing the button too much, but what the fuck's that got to do with anything? Do your job. All for nothing, really. Okay. Let's see. Where's the next place to go? Going into this tower as well. Tower reminds me of the Tower of Fable. You going into this one? We did that. No, that's about 14 jumps and we didn't get a triple jump out of that. Strange beast. Chicka 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 chicka. Very, it's definitely a feast for all your senses, because little noises you do are all like different instruments. Maracas. Oh yeah, that's what it did. It released the bridge. We need to go back to the main area. Pretty straightforward. Nice. Hey Pyro, how's it going, dude? Hello, how you been? Reminds me of Abzu. Yeah, it's from the same dev. Watching this game on Steam was so cute. Yeah. It's lovely and relaxing. It's from the same devs, Giant Squid. They also made Pathless, which came out near the launch of the new consoles, and people were just not experimenting with indies enough. I always feel bad for indies that launch with a console, because usually people are going to buy an extra controller or one extra game, but they very rarely experiment with indies. You want to wait for that like 6 months or 3 months, even a month. And people were like, there's nothing to fucking play on this new console. That's when you do it. But if you release an indie game releasing on top of 5 other or 15 other games, you know, a case in point, the Switch 2 stuff, we're all like, oh, we're seeing much lower numbers. It's like, why do you think? It's 15 other games. The last thing they're going to look at is an indie game, which sucks because they're gorgeous, but just gotta wait. The sad thing is, no matter how hard they try, outside of a few darlings, indie games will always be second-class citizens. We're going in here. keep an eye out for this snake. The big nasty fiery snake. Definitely feel the elements coming after each other. Whoa! Thank God, the cutscene. We're not gonna make it, are we? She's gonna push us. Oh no, there's the snake. What's it doing? Is it destroying the tower? Jesus Christ! How are you guys doing? The camera's good. Lovely, lovely. Yeah, they cleaned off the boss. The fence looks much better. Hell yeah! With a bit of paint or something. Oh Jesus Christ! One of these kind of games. Yeah, it's from the Journey guys. You know, so it's almost like a rite of passage. You know, we need these games. They've been around since the PS3. PSP, PS3. Oh, damn. Thanks for helping us. Oh, she accepted her fate. No. He did fuck all. As usual. But he has her sword now. Maybe we can save her if we kill the snake. Oh, snake. Haven't been playing anything? Okay. It's good. One like visual experience. Yeah, just like Rhyme. Yeah, good old. You were getting there eventually, weren't you? Good old Rhyme. Ah, kind of. This one has a little Tony Hawk's to it. A little point system and that. No combat though. It's very, very nice. The Patless, it's close to Patless. If you remember Patless, you were running at breakneck speeds, shooting bow and arrow and stuff. Gorgeous, gorgeous. And then Abzu is a lovely visual swimming experience. And then yeah, Abzu and Journey. I think when Journey came out, there's actually games. I want to say they were before Journey, but maybe they were after. They were called Flower and Flow, and they also used a lot of visual arts, but more importantly a lot of the 6-axis stuff, which I'm not a big fan of and will remain to this day not a big fan of. How do I get past? Oh Jesus. Oh no, we can't use our visual stuff. But yeah, with Flower and Flow, you were kind of like a piece of water going through areas, as you can imagine, collecting it up in. With Flower, now Flower was something very, very special. Flower, you were basically petals on the wind of this never-ending how the fuck am I going to do this? This never-ending garden. But you would kind of get little kind of things going together where you would collect up pieces of other flowers and petals and get faster and combos and that. It was strangely rewarding. And with Journey was pretty much doing his thing. He played as this little creature with a scarf. You would just kind of flip around. Jesus! And they're definitely using boxes. And then your scarf would get bigger and you get jumping and stuff. But the cool thing about Journey is that most people didn't realize it had this very unique asymmetrical multiplayer thing, you know, where you were sort of helping each other without realizing it. And then they went on and did another little game. I don't think it was connected to Giant Squid. They all kind of splintered off into 3 or 4, you know. Even the guys who did like Everyone's Gone to the Rapture and Vanishing of Ethan Carter, they're all kind of part of different teams. Does that stay like that for a bit? And yeah, it does like that. Yeah, so it was interesting for sure. Can we make it up there? No, just about. Jesus Christ! And we have the fire. The fire. Maybe I can use a little bit of the water bubble to stave off the fire, maybe. But yeah, they're really interesting experiences. Yeah, they went on to do this one called Children of the Sky, which is kind of a free-to-play multiplayer. Also kind of close to Journey and all that. I don't know if it did any good though. It's like exclusive to Apple Arcade. I know if the money's there and all that. Where are you, Snake? There he is. Yeah, Shark Snake. But some of that stuff is just not worth being exclusive. Like, being exclusive on Epic's not actually that bad, it just has a bad connotation to it. And it's basically Steam versus Epic. But Apple Arcade is just dead, you know, it's like Google Stadia. Like, what are we doing here? And I understand, like, since the dawn of time, there's been exclusives to try and rip, oh, you fucker, you changed the camera. Rip players away from something else, you know. This doesn't work. How do I get over here? Ain't no way. I'm burning. I'm not this. Looks like you can kind of maybe get hit once or twice. Love this music. It's all syncing orchestral creepy stuff. Can I like bounce off that? No, what do I do? Just survive. Coming to get you, Mr. Snake. Cough up, our friend. I have to really just stand. I was saying the third jump doesn't do a whole lot. Nice. What you been up to, Pyro? Any travels? Hopefully some good news. Oh, he didn't even jump at all there. What a joke. He just said, fuck your mother. Puta madre. Let's see if the... We could if the water staved off the heat for a little bit. Nope. Doesn't even recognize it. Okay. So be it. Yeah, this is sort of... The sea is their newest one. They, oh, interesting. Disappears after a while. Put this on the PS Plus Extra. Which is just the secondary level of all that crap. Every now and then... Every now and then Sony will fall in love with an indie and get it on there. Works okay, but Sony are the, you know, the hypocrites of the generation. That they shit talk subscription services and say that this is not viable, this and that and this and that. And then on the same hand, we'll have these games on their platform and we'll have oh, you titty fuck bastard bastard fuck. Fuck, that hurt. Down, I gotta go all the way back. There's a chest over there somewhere. What the hell are you meant to get over there now? No, the third jump doesn't give you any height, it's just an extended. How the hell do you survive the heat? This has to be done in one fluid motion. Problem is this bastard goes down and won't give me enough height. We just got off the back of one of the triples jumps having a cool extra effect, and then they whipped it away from me. Whip! You get up there? Nice, the other one would actually reset if you needed it. If you needed it. Like Hell Ragnarok, I suppose. It's kind of more Persian than anything. Talking about just elements really just fighting against each other. Rhyme was okay, but a lot of those kind of games, Rhyme included, they focus too much on the puzzles. Like, well, we got no other gameplay. Puzzle, puzzle, puzzle. And that's okay, we like a little puzzle from time to time, but if that's all you got, that's all you got. Still beautiful games though, so I'll give them that. No combat, wrong emote. Oh, yeah, right. Now just use water and white vinegar. Hell yes. Between like a little bit of lemon juice or vinegar, or warm water, a bit of soap. The things you can do, oh my god. Shit, you can clean most rust with a can of Coca-Cola. That is the truth. Gotta dip it in it though. It's mad, isn't it? And then we're just fucking ingesting that shit every day. Good lord. Check out these insides, they're now my outsides. Whoa, big old whale or a fish. Yeah, the loose story for this is kind of like, ooh, nice bit of grinding there. You've got like the water rates versus fire rates. The sand and the sea. Now we see the fire god themselves. They're fighting against each other. When water battles fire, the droplet steam, the embers go dark. So goes and fire battles water. The clangor of metal. The burning and drowning and binding. Dude, I can't wait for Battlefield now. This is going to be banging. Some people have tried to go play 2042. Saying the same. Honestly, I think most people have gone from Battlefield 6's beta to that Delta Squad game. And a bit more fun with that. You're free to play. I think it's another extraction boy though. Not orbitally gone on extraction shooters. It's the point where you're trying to. It's a bit better now thanks to Tarkov, but you're trying to educate the Call of Duty masses to not be so kill hungry and actually, you know, get objectives and loot and get out. And that's a very hard thing. You can't untrain their brain, you know. People right now playing Battlefield 6 is for an extra bit of XP, and it's the most mindless, fuck-numbing shit you'll ever do, you know. It's like, you're not doing it for the fun of it. You've got to that point. That's what kind of happened in Fortnite for me. Once you start getting into grinding out of Battle Pass, doing anything like that, they've failed as a game at that point. Motherfucker, they just dumped me in the fire. I guess we gotta run from them. Let's go. I don't even know if you can like stereotypically die. Oh my god, will you get on there for fuck's sake? No, we're dead now. What was that, little Jimbo? You wonder, it seems to be on a timer. Yeah, it seems to be on a timer. That was a disaster. No fucker wouldn't climb up. How can you do all that stuff and then just not design a ledge grab, you know? It's crazy to me. I go from games that have 2+ ledge grabs, but they require an awkward button press, to games that have just gone back to the PS2 that are like, ledge grab? Oh look, I think you were supposed to die here, look at this. Unless it's like a bad ending. Holy shit, look at that, turn to stone. It's kind of crazy. Asymmetrical, remember a game when you parkouring up map, shot enemies Wild West settings? Parkouring up a map, and shooting enemies. Spring, was it that like a game you're talking about, no? What is this? Look at this. This was meant to happen. I'm trying to think of other things. Parkouring off the Wild West setting. Spring, 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 spring. I keep thinking of like ledge grabbing and stuff while shooting. Is it like Weird West or one of those? You know? I was in Hong Kong 2 weeks, chilling, eating way too much food. They have really good food. Nice, dude. How did that go? All good. Yeah, sounds great. Good stuff, man. Wakey, wakey. Damnation. Another was about robots. Now it reminds me of, is it Steam? Is it Steam? What's that one called? Dreamland Heist or something. Cool, they're all helping us. The shark, the dolphin, the whale, power of the sea. Yeah, that series, what was it called? Steam something. It got like an extended universe. Which is insane. A universe of games. Yeah, Steam World. Like Steam World Heist, Steam World Dig, Steam World. It was an RPG one. Good for them, right? Hey, we got our sword back. Okay, that was meant to happen, right? We all agree? Isn't that cool, though? Those games have been going for like 10 years, the Steam World games. Is that the one? Steam World Build. It's insane. So you can't say extended universe anymore, or cinematic universe. It's just ruined. Thank you, Marvel and DC. But that's what that is. If you're building side games in a whole world. Like, look what's happening with Deep Rock Galactic now. They're doing Deep Rock Galactic Survivor, aren't they? Or is it just Deep Rock Survivor? They're still keeping the rock and stone going, you know. It's actually coming to Game Pass as well, so I'll play the shit out of that. Alright, here we go. We're back. We're stronger than ever. That's right. Well, now it's getting like endless runner mode. I see you. Oh, we're actually climbing up the side of the mountain, of the tower. That's crazy. That's so cool. Can't tell if you turn your head that way. Alright, let's get the speed boost going. We're coming to get you. We're gonna save you. It might have been a way of not dying there. I honestly was trying to get a little bit further, but it's having such F-fuckery. F-fuckery. Whoa. The ultimate battle of the elements. I hope we can save our little friend. She's kind of cute under her little mat. What's he doing? Oh, right in the tits. Oh, jeez. I'm far too fast to avoid that one, sadly. Jeez, see what I'm saying? If you're gonna get hit right at the speed boost, you're screwed. It's like that bit in Bayonetta. Anybody? You're riding up like a space station up to the moon. This is so beautiful. Yeah, these guys know how to do it. This one has more agency than Journey and Abzu, so like, yeah, still no combat, sure, but there's a great sense of agency. As long as I feel like I'm doing something and infecting the world. Hello? I'm going down here? Okay, cool. What's all these? These are speed boosts. No, I'm like building up some kind of spirit bomb. We're almost at the top of the tower. We must destroy the snake. Looks like Rayquaza, the Pokemon. That's right. Finish it. Did we get enough? Oh, that's so sick. Boom! I pressed the button anyway. Eat that, you son of a bitch. Oh. We need to save her. She's in there. Wake up. No. She's not dead. No. Oh, he's pissed now. Round 2. Now he's gonna be chasing us. Yeah, we're gonna have a little Crash Bandicoot. Oh, this is very Children of the Sky. But yeah, Children of the Sky was like multiplayer. It's quite cute. Oh, I can use it. Boom. Okay, this is cool. They're really trying. Sony will always be like a special partners with these guys because we took a chance on them so long ago, you know. But really, it's like people like Shuhei Yoshida and that, you know, who I think should have been the next logical president. Now he's very much like the old Mario actor, where he's sort of just like, oh, you're an ambassador, right? It's so sad. The world of Jim Sterling is this man was pure, like, just pure for the love of the game, you know. Always like that guy. Even if he did do that cheeky little Xbox, well, I mean, they needed that kick up the arse. Honestly, people say what they want, like, they might have not got their number back ever since the Xbox One launch. That's true. But I think in that fight, these last like 10 to 12 years between Game Pass and everything else, it's been some of the best time to play as an Xbox player. I know that sounds crazy, it really does. I know maybe Halo might not be hitting stride or Gears or whatever, but these are all pretty much exhausted games. I don't know what else you could do with them. And we've had little moments like Halo Wars and that, and I still stand by Halo Infinite being like stupid fun. Nice. Release her, please. He's like eating a jawbreaker or something. See, isn't she kind of purty? What should be a dude? Like, goddamn. Oh, please, please. Oh, Chad, she's gonna eat you. Save her. Shave her. Nice. Yes. We back up in this bitch. Let's go, Fire and Ice. Take down this disruptive god. Yeah, yeah. You might be hungry. We're about to whoop your ass. Oh, with both hands. Cool. The resonance. The balance. Finish him! Holy crap, look at this. You can't escape. You're in our world now. He's trying, he might have to go back to sleep. I doubt we'd have to truly kill this god. Oh, now that we're on the offensive, I love that. This game is a banger. Music, visuals. Obviously, like, this is just a plain Jane PS5, but it is a looker. I mean, I don't have to tell you that. Gorgeous. Owie! I got a little backwards control when we're loop-de-loop there. Bad snake! It's like when you see all these like British like druggies and pissheads that have like 17 snakes in their apartment and then they get locked out. And they're like released into an apartment block. What do you mean the pisshead can't afford rent but he has 18 lizards and snakes? What are the chances? Damn, he missed all that. You'll never find like the greater animal kingdom than the apartment of a pisshead. The apartment of a pisshead? Come on, come say hello, Mr. Snake. Hello. Eat it. Hey, the dolphin's helping. The shark. It's a big dolphin god. It's not weird. Stop making it weird. Oh, this is an epic ending. Boom. Sorry, but whatever symbol they went for there, I can't. Look, we're doing a little bit of a Ganon tennis rally. Ganondorf and Link. Cool. Smackadoo, there's a bit of combat. I can't help but see the Ubisoft symbol in that spiral. I'm so sorry. It's my bad. It's my bad. Jesus! Try to jump over it. Who doesn't know a good bit of spinach? Oh, fuck, man, he's not dodging that whatsoever. There you go. That was an actual. I think I have to charge the jump. Is that it? They're like, you don't have enough. Your coin is no good here. Oh, really? That's so nice. No, I mean, we need another card. You're declined. I decline to decline your card. Let's square the patchy. Take that, you big old snake fuck. Dear snake fuck. Why so mad? Why so serious? Shabam! Fallujah! Will you just take my... Oh, no, it's time for the shack? Nice. Take it! People hate future CODs after... You're so right. I think Black Ops 3 actually did break a lot of brains, right? Alright, can you believe we're on number 7 now? Oh, it's going faster. You COD pre-orders suffer? Yeah, they have suffered. As they should. As they should. It's not even top 12, I think, on PlayStation pre-orders, but Battlefield 6 is insane. It's an important lesson to learn. It sucks that, like, it's still in the realm of out of Xbox's control, you know, because it's 3 years in development, all those games. It's not until the next COD do we get to see influence from Xbox. I don't expect a whole lot of much anyway. Nice. Love it over there, staying at my friend's house. His family, his parents, skeptical about how awkward it would be. But it was chill. Yeah, no, they're happy. It's like a, what you call it, a foreign exchange student at that point, you know. No, did he let her go on purpose? Is he going back? What's he doing? Opening his clothes? Is he gonna reveal himself? Use his power? What's he doing? He's going back to sleep. Xbox get poker game and all the money in the future game pack. Yeah, that's true. Ballot throw or something. There's the little droplet that began it all. I was in Doha, I never heard of that. Qatar, stop over, went out for a day in the city. Fuck me, I've never felt. Yeah, Jesus. See a lot of people going to Kuala Lumpur as well in Malaysia, and that's, whew, people are literally losing weight from the dehydration. Scared for my health, everyone was looking at me like I was crazy. Yeah. It's the ginger, man. People get Xbox like PC analog, which Xbox S very popular. Yeah, because it's cheap. No, you're right. There's the big rings. Gorgeous. Oh, look, see right, the tower next to the sword. The balance restored. Yeah, I'd say that God has just gone back to sleep. Sword of the sea. Damn, son. Interesting. That's how it ended. Beautiful. That is the other girl survive? Is there something else there? Maybe there's a 100% ending or something. Beautiful. Now we get treated to the more gorgeous music. I love that ending. I wonder could you survive the flame? I doubt it though. Yeah, giant squid have done it again. They're a separate company, but the guys who made Hyper Light Drifter, a Heart Machine, they put out a game called Solar Ash. It's kind of more ice skating, but similar concept. And it made me think of that. They're having a little bit of trouble themselves. They're trying to get a sequel off the ground called Hyper Light Breaker with co-op. It's just not. It's one of those early access things that's just not coming together. Fans are very angry, and it's just constantly reworking, constantly rebalancing, and you're left with this kind of mess. And I stand by the fact that games are better with a clear-cut vision. Fuck the early access, fuck the Kickstarter, fuck all that shit. Just execute it. So now you have half the fan base going, I guess I'll wait for a sequel or something. Anyway, that's awesome, dude. Hell yeah. Every time you step outside, it's like walking through a thin sheet of water. You're just immediately wet and you don't dry until you get back into the aircon. Really, just from the humidity. Wow, it's such a... I've never heard it explained like that before. That's very interesting. You're just instantly moist. Actually dehydrate you because it's humid. Yeah, sweat stays on you. Essentially, stop sweating, retaining your hydration. Really? Never thought like that. I don't know, dude. I think you're constantly sweating. Just your clothes are stuck to you. It's mad. It's a cool way of looking at it. It's a definitely a different type of heat for sure. It's so hard to explain to people all over the world, you know. Like we're fairly close to Spain here in the UK and Ireland on average, you know, like less than probably 2 hours away. But it's so close down there to the equator. Then it's a completely separate heat, and then you're on the Mediterranean as well, you know. It's like a drier heat, so you can withstand it more. Still get scalded. Our heat here, especially with our, I think our heat hasn't been really unprecedented. Like they'll say, oh, it's the hottest in 75 years. I don't even think it's that. I do think it's the unprecedented humidity. We don't get like some of the one day there was like 91% humidity. I'm like, what? Like that's even Florida doesn't get that sometimes, you know. It's just unbelievable. Because on average, when when I was a kid, we had normal summers and normal winters, and it was just always breezy, even showery, but extremely warm and summery. And that was fine. But this is not what we're getting now. We're getting like we're not just having shifts in seasons, we're having shifts in the placement of, like, it's like this kind of humidity, as you said, it's all almost Middle Eastern. So maybe the polars are shifting or something. Score, nice, okay. Time multiplier. Clear time, oh, okay. Gives you a little score for clearing it in time. That makes sense why people are rushing through it. One guy, on New Game Plus, cool. One guy has it done in like 2 hours online. It's like, it's not that serious. The Veiled Sea, that was so special. I think outside of like surprising moment, like the first time you ride around Dolphin was unbelievable. And yeah, I love the Shadow Tundra. Very quick though. They first introduced the super speed, so you just piss through that area. What is it about snow areas in games where it's like, oh well, we did that, moving on? Like, no. And it was like riding around on Marshmallow. It was really nice. That's gorgeous. Yeah, the shark part was good. Very short as well. Because you couldn't speed up with the shark, it was all about lunging, so they couldn't really give him too much to do. It was just a couple of mountains and you were done. Sacred River, we did that on stream. We pretty much did those last areas. I mean, the Boiling Cavern wasn't even really an area at all. And Sky Abyss is just the... Yeah, they kind of raced the ending there a little bit. It's still a fantastic game. I mean, it's more of a game than they've ever really done. As you said, like most of their games are experiences. That's wonderful. Give Sword of the Sea a play, please, for me. Support these indies. Giant Squid are amazing. On to the next. I can't wait to see what you do after this.